MTN offices in Nigeria have been reported to be under threat by Nigerian groups. Joining me now on the line is Chris Maroleng. He's the executive for MTN Group Corporate Affairs. Chris, thanks for your time. There have been some reports, and this came out earlier on this week. It was said that the corporate service executive at MTN Nigeria, and I'm referring to Wale Goodluck, has said that if they see any threats to the Nigerian facility, they may need to shut down the shop, and this could put in at jeopardy the jobs of 6,000 Nigerians. Is this in fact true? Is this a possibility that we may need to face?
I think what my colleague was trying to emphasize was the high levels of investedness that MTN considers itself to be in Nigeria. If you consider the fact that most of our operation in Nigeria is manned by Nigerian nationals, but more importantly that we pay taxes, that we contribute to the development of the ICT infrastructure. The point that you were clearly trying to make was that if our businesses are disrupted in Nigeria, there could be a negative impact for the broader Nigerian economy.
Of course, this has been said to be on the back of the xenophobic attacks that we have seen in South Africa. Just to put it into context for us, though, how many South African or expatriates are there in the Nigerian MTN office?
I think it's important to note here, Dumi, that the majority of our operation, including our CEO in that operation, are Nigerians. And when you look at the levels of expatriate staff from South Africa, we're talking of about under 10 officials who are basically supporting operations in Nigeria on a permanent basis in Nigeria. Having said that, we have been monitoring the situation quite closely to ensure that both our operation continues as it has been, functioning effectively, but more importantly that staff and our facilities are easily accessible and are safe for our fellow colleagues to operate in.
Chris, have you been engaging with staff? As you said, you're putting measures in place. What type of measures? Have you been educating the employees or the broader environment or economy about the type of ripple effect this could have if you needed to shut down? And also, has there been any government engagement that has been taking place?
Look, to me, I think the talk of shutting down our operation in Nigeria is extremely alarmist, and we don't want to fuel this speculation around the negative consequences or retaliatory actions by, our fellow brothers and sisters in Africa because of the xenophobic violence here. Having said so, our operation continues to function business as usual. We haven't had to implement any measures around our business continuity, which is the measures that we implement during crisis or times when our operations face some levels of threat. So therefore, we haven't found a need necessarily to educate, as you seem to imply, further our staff about some of these challenges. What we have done is we have condemned any acts of violence against foreign nationals in South Africa, and more importantly, what we have done is we have really also condemned any retaliatory measures that may be taken against the xenophobic attacks. We have also gone very far in supporting initiatives to support those who have been affected by the direct violence from xenophobia, in the form of support to aid agencies like Gift of the Givers, who we have given financial support to the value of 1 million rand. And we're also encouraging our customers to contribute to a fund by SMSing to a short code where they can contribute 2 rand to relief efforts for the victims of xenophobia.
Your response, Chris, to the boycotting of the MTN brand in Nigeria, has there been such taking place, and what have you been responding? How has MTN been responding?
Well, to tell you the truth, to me, what happened was there were peaceful demonstrations at 2 of our offices in Nigeria in the past 24 hours, and effectively these demonstrations were anti the xenophobic attacks in South Africa, we haven't to date necessarily suffered any direct action in the form of a punitive boycott by our customers. And our operation, as I indicated to you earlier, seems to be going ahead as usual. We are monitoring the situation very closely, and if anything does happen, we will take the necessary measures to react to these instances should they occur. However, to date, there has been no active movement on the threats for a boycott on MTN products and services.
Just a final one, Chris, before you go. We spoke to the chief executive of Tiger Brands, Peter Matlare, during the course of the week, and we did ask him about whether or not there was any material impact that has been done due to the xenophobic attacks here in South Africa. Where do you stand as MTN? Have you seen any impact to your operations or the bottom line, or is it still too early to tell?
I think we haven't necessarily experienced any material impact at the moment. We are not expecting a significant impact. However, our CEOs in our operations will be watching this very closely and taking measures to ensure the viability of our operations, to ensure that they continue operating at a profitable level. And because we are perceived by many in our market as part and parcel of the economic development in those countries, we anticipate that we will continue to have good relations with our customers and subscribers where we operate, and we look forward to a long-term perspective and a view on our investments in and around the African continent and the Middle East.
Chris, thanks so much for your time. That was Chris Maroleng, Executive for the MTN Group Corporate Affairs.